Misty Moonlight is the newest blue, brand new color. We've just had it for a few days. Now, just so you know, when I'm preparing these samples, we were able to, well, I was able to order the accessories and cardstock, but we weren't able to order the ink pads. So all these projects I've had to design working around not having the ink color, but that's all right. So this top sheet is Misty Moonlight. This sheet is Night of Navy, so you can see that this is much darker. And then this paper is Seaside Spray, but this one's got a little bit of purple in it. This Night of Navy, of course, is very, very dark. And then I would say the Misty Moonlight is like a gray blue. So, but the three of them actually all work really well together. So I'm trying to make projects that kind of show all the colors and how they work together, like these three blues. So first, though, I'll move those. This is a project that one of my team members did with me last weekend or the weekend before. We do a little shoebox swap, which is where we all bring a project and teach it to each other, and they're just like quick, simple ones. And this uses the Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. And then I just want to show you again this one from earlier today, but some of you maybe haven't seen that video. So this is using the lovely You stamp set and the Flowers for Every Season papers, and this is Misty Moonlight stamped and then white embossed on there. So you can see that this color, the Misty Moonlight, lends itself really well with the silver and the grays. So I'm thinking this is going to be a really nice one for Christmas cards as well. So the project that I want to share with you this evening uses the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set and dies. So obviously I didn't use the stamps, not obviously. I didn't use the stamps because I don't have the right ink color, but I can see some really fun projects with that one. We'll be using that one another time. But the dies are similar to the butterfly ones that we currently have, where you have what I call the fat die and the skinny die. So the idea is that the fat die is cut out with a lighter color, generally speaking, although I guess it could be the darker color. And then the skinny one is cut out with the lighter or the darker color. And when you overlay them on top of each other, you get something like this, which is quite stunning. This is where those adhesive sheets come in handy. So those are new. I don't have any yet. I did order some. But it's basically where you would put adhesive on the back of your cardstock, and then you'd run it through the die. And then basically then your die, these really thin dies, would be adhesive on the back. So those are going to be really useful as well. Okay, so I'll just set that aside. This is the finished card that I want to do with you this evening. So it's kind of a take on the one that my friend did with us a few weekends ago, but I just lightened it up quite a bit. So I'll set that to the side. So what we're going to do is fold our thick Whisper White in half, and this is just our A5 standard card base. And actually, I should have done that before, because what I'm going to do is just cut an inch off of that front piece. Okay, I probably made this a little bit complex, but it's not too bad. Actually, hang on. First, before I put that in, so on this sample, I used this, I want to call it a paste sort of print. This is from the In Good Taste papers, which I'm going to show you these tomorrow, but these are just gorgeous papers. But I just wanted to try something different. So this is a solid print from the Flowers for Every Season papers, which is the same set that these are from. So you see the other side are like flower prints, and then the opposite side is more of a solid. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to use Night of Navy, Seaside Spray, and Misty Moonlight in this project. So this Night of Navy piece is just the length of your card by, I don't know, 1.5 inches. And I'm just going to tear it in half. And then I'm going to adhere this to the edge of this. And I've cut them a little bit long on purpose so that I can then trim them to be exactly the right length for the card. And then I'm going to put that on the inside of the card, like so. I'm going to go ahead and do this front one before I trim everything off. And then this piece, the other torn piece, I'm going to adhere kind of on the edge of this front so that it's hanging off the edge like that. And you can kind of rough up those edges. Now, if you don't like roughed edges, then you can just cut straight pieces. Just looking for a pair of scissors, as always. I'm always looking for a pair of scissors. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm just going to cut those extra pieces off. Okay. All right, so now they line up. Okay, so then I have a piece of Whisper White that's going to go on the front just to cover this join here. Now on this piece, it's very subtle. I've used that tasteful textile folder again. I just can't seem to get away from that. But I wanted to use this old world paper, but I felt that old world paper next to that would be too much same. So that was another reason why I changed the print. So I'm going to just put that through with the white. All right, so then you're going to get that crinkled paper look. It's just a smidge shorter, but that's okay. I might just cut that when you're not looking. I guess probably that embossing folder shortened the paper a little bit. All right, now it's perfect. So this folder, I'm curious how that's going to be received, because I figured the people who don't like to have their paper wrinkled, it's either because they don't physically like to wrinkle it, so they'd be fine with this solution, or they actually just don't like how it looks. So we'll see what you all say about that. So then I just want to adhere my flowers on it. I'm just going to use these flower center parts, kind of the more solid pieces, for my adhering spots. Okay, so something like that. Well, I actually think I like it better with the more solid blue. What do you guys like better? For our words, I used our favorite stitched rectangle again. And if I were thinking, I think it's because it's late at night, I would have used the words that are actually in this bundle, because they're perfectly acceptable, usable words, but I don't know what. I was just didn't have my brain engaged. And I actually pulled some words out of this set called Comfort and Hope that say Comfort and Hope. But that's nice too, because this might actually make for a good little sympathy card to have on hand as well. I'm just going to do what I call the support ribbon bow with my Seaside Spray ribbon. So this ribbon you would have seen in the Christmas catalog last year, and it has come back, which is, I mean, this ribbon is beautiful. It's Seaside Spray, which is such a nice color anyway. I was looking for my tape. And it's got silver running through it, so it's just totally beautiful. And then we'll put our Comfort and Hope, which I have embossed with silver this time on that. Okay. Oh, that one's probably too far over. So these words are going to hang off the right-hand side, so you don't want your adhesive to be showing. I mean, not showing, but exposed, so that the card is sticky right here, but it's not, so that's perfect. Okay, then we'll just trim our little ribbon. So that little, what I call the support ribbon, that's just me calling it that. It's, if you don't like to do bows, or you want your card more flat, or whatever, you just want something else, that's a way to add a bow without adding a bow. I mean, add ribbon without adding a bow. But I feel like that's a little too tall. There, that feels better. It's probably not a good thing that I could move that so easily, but I'm just going to hope that it stays. And then for our embellishments, I'm just going to use these metallic pearls. It's one that's easy to miss, but they're pearls. You get 121 silver and 121 gold ones in the same pack, and they're actually less expensive than our white pearls, so they're good value, and I find that I actually do use them quite a lot because gold and silver are always useful. Okay, so about like that. And then the very, well, second to last thing, there's two more things. So I really liked in this stamp set, it has this one stamp that says, sending you a paper hug. And how cute is that? So I'm just going to stamp that, sorry, in the inside. I'm just going to put it down here near the bottom. There, that's pretty straight. Sending you a paper hug. And then now the last thing is I'm just going to do a little flicking with my blend again. Just move that out of the way. It's a subtle thing, but I quite like it. It's just where we take the fat end of our blend and we just flick it against the lid. So I'm using the dark Seaside Spray. Oh, again, I'm getting more over here than on my card. Okay, so you can see the spray here. Anyway, it just adds a little bit more color in there, so hopefully you can see that. All right, so that is Misty Moonlight. I hope you like Misty Moonlight, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.